Well, we all pull for Canadian athletes, and we will have an opportunity to pull for Canadian football players, both the men's and the women's team, at LA 28 with flag football being passed into the Olympic program for the LA 28 Olympic Games. And I tell you what, as president of Football Canada and general secretary of IFAF, we couldn't be prouder after all the work we put in behind the scenes to make this a reality. Now that it's here and now that it feels real, how does this change things for the game of football? I'm going to go to the coach first and the broadcaster second. Gord?
Well, I think it legitimizes flag as just another version of football, right? And kind of akin, the immediate comparison I make is rugby sevens, right? And there's a lot of parallels there in that for similar reasons as to why flag football is the version of football going to the Olympics, rugby sevens was the version of rugby that went to the Olympics. You know, the logistics just made a lot more sense. The viewpoint in rugby circles with rugby sevens, at least in recent years, has become that rugby sevens is a viable alternative to 15s. It is a game that has a slightly different nature to it, but still has everything about the sport that we love, and in some cases enhances some of the aspects of it that we really do love. And in the the proliferation of spread offenses in the tackle game, as much as I dearly love the full contact game, flag is going to be a great showcase for the sport. I'm incredibly happy that we're getting this version of the game into the Olympics because I think it showcases a more fan-friendly, a more kind of casual fan-friendly version of the sport that can maybe be, the gateway drug to get people into our professional leagues here in North America and maybe help spread the game even more globally.
I'm going to go at it not from a broadcaster, but from an employee of a CFL team. And one thing that I think we battle with the sport of football is a lot of people are intimidated by it because they never played it, because they don't know the lexicon, because they've never really experienced it. This opens up a lot of doors because it gives a goal for those who don't want to get involved with the physical side of the contact version of the sport. But flag football opens all kinds of doors, and it also allows younger athletes who don't necessarily want to play contact football, men and women, boys and girls, the opportunity to play the sport. And I did an article for our website with Argonauts.ca a couple of years ago highlighting families who are football fans. And Argo diehards. And one was a story about a woman who was just starting university, was playing flag football with her mom, very high competitive flag football. And I asked her, how much did you feel more at home watching Argo football after you had played the sport? And she said, it just absolutely opened my eyes, and I understand the sport so much better now. And if we can use flag football as a gateway to becoming more of a football fan, at the U Sports level, at the junior football level, at the CFL level, at the NFL level, that's nothing but good things for everybody involved in our sport. So when I heard the news that this was going ahead, it was just this giant, what a showcase for our game.
And it's worth noting the NFL is already laying the groundwork for that connection. Last year's Pro Bowl was the first with the new format where the Pro Bowl essentially became a flag football tournament. And I know that the Pro Bowl is a much derided event but in a lot of circles, but I watched a bit of that and it was fantastic. I'm really hopeful the CFL finds a way to do their own version of that as well to reinforce the connection between the two of them, because it's a lot of fun watching the guys who do strap on the pads take them off and have a little fun with it and emphasize the speed a little bit more like the NFL did with the Pro Bowl.